Hi, everybody, and welcome to Tea with the President. Hello, President
Hello.
Naokimi.
You
Hi.
look different today.
So I know Yoshi went blonde, decided to go blonde and, go into a dungeon in Siberia, um, instead of sunny Hawaii. No, so I'm Sungmi. I work with the lovely Yoshie, who is your normal host for Tea with the President. But since she's off adventuring and letting us all live vicariously through her and her beautiful pictures, if you don't follow her Instagram, I highly recommend it. You will envy her life. Um, so she
Yeah,
asked
I
me
heard
to
she's in
take over this.
Hawaii now, right?
She is in Hawaii, yeah, for the
Yeah.
next few weeks. Yeah. So every Zoom call, she's like, "Oh, there's a double rainbow," and like takes pictures and sends it to us, and we get slightly annoyed.
Well, I'm glad for her.
Oh,
Hawaii is
yeah.
beautiful.
Well deserved, and it's a great time to go. So, yeah, so awesome, everybody. So welcome to Tea with the President. And this is an evening segment where we have the opportunity to have some tea. I have real tea, which might be a bad idea because it's hot and, spillage. With President Naokimi. And yeah, we're so excited to be here tonight. This is my first time hosting. So
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks,
we'll just
Angmi.
get
Appreciate you
started a little
taking it
bit.
on.
There was a lot of coercion, under the table deals.
Hope you got a good deal out of it, at least.
Well, I get to spend the evening with you, so there's my highlight.
Look at that.
We're in so many meetings together, but not really talking. So yeah. Well, this is great. Awesome. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is just a casual conversation. President Naokimi and I will just chat about the past week, some highlights, some ups and downs, and what he's looking forward to this week. And if you have a question or comment for President Naokimi or for myself, then you can leave it in the chat and we'll go through those in just a bit. So I ask for everybody's patience and love. We are a loving and kind community for this first time using this streaming service, at least for me. So I really appreciate all the all the happy comments.
You'll do fine,
So, President Naokimi, what was your highlight for this week?
This week, well, one cool thing was we had all the celebrational directors over. They came for a pastor summit, and it was the first time that all of us got together with Dr. Young in person. So I thought that was nice, and of course we attended the program, but afterwards we just took half a day to spend with each other. So we went on just a walk on the Hudson and at a park near the Hudson, and then we stopped by for some froyo and had some dinner. And yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it was like the first time just not in a Zoom meeting and just casually having a conversation. So that I thought was really, really nice. And then the dinner, it was in a place called Half Moon, and it was also right on the Hudson. So it was like perfect view, outdoor seating, and yeah, it was really a nice time together. So that was a highlight this week for sure.
So what is the president's favorite froyo flavor?
I think he was originally looking for ice cream, so he wasn't really familiar with what is froyo. But he got vanilla and he liked it.
In the third person?
Well, he actually, oh, you're saying me. What is my favorite?
I'm saying you. Yes, the president.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Dr. Young. So yeah, I just like the regular.
There.
Yeah, regular. They had vanilla, but they had the regular kind of yogurt tart flavor, and that was the one that I got. And yeah, that's my favorite. Just go with the regular froyo. Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting if you don't know where it is. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you could meet in person. That's like, with the vaccinations and everything and little things opening up here and there, at least in New Jersey and New York, there's like tiny glimpses of hope that you can spend with, a couple of people now. And yeah, I mean, what was that like for you? Just like, you're working from home all the time, but you've actually been traveling quite a bit lately for the Pastor Summit.
Recently, yeah, because Dr. Young was in Korea, I felt like I need to represent him. He was planning to visit all the sub-regional pastor summits, so I felt I needed to kind of be there to represent him. But now he's talking about doing a 50-state tour or something. So I mean, he completed his vaccination, so he's like ready to go. He's been wanting to travel for so long. So I think it's gonna be another whirlwind.
Asia was what is it, King of Asia, and he'd visit. he was known for traveling.
He used to be the regional president in Asia. They were like, overseeing over 30 countries or something like that. So yeah, he definitely traveled quite a bit. And every country, he's fond of doing these like tours of every region. And anyway, he's an active type. So yeah, but it was nice. Again, just hanging out and seeing other human beings. And it was quite a relaxing experience. So that was really good.
I'm glad you could have a moment to just chill, and yes, pun intended.
Yeah. It was hot, but Froyo was chill.
It was chill. So what was a challenge this week for you?
Yeah, I think workshops. It was this time I was hosting for Subregion 1. So although Resfred did most of the preparation for the actual program, I was kind of the host. So I had to kind of be fully present the whole time. So it was a pretty busy week. And then because the June 5th event's coming, we also have weekly activation meetings by subregion. That's like pretty much my whole Saturday. So yeah, this week I went beyond 90 hours, and it was pretty exhausting. And then so I felt like I didn't. I don't know. I felt a little bit bad. I didn't feel like I prepared enough for the Sunday sermon this morning, so felt a little bit bad. I went a little overtime. It takes more effort to be like concise and clear. So anyway, I felt slightly underprepared. I think God still worked, but yeah, that was one challenge this week.
And last week you talked about that you're on Mother's Day, for your message, you were saying that your wife recently had surgery, and you were taking on a lot of the household responsibilities on top of everything to allow her to recover. So I just wanted to check in real quick how your wife is doing and how you're doing with all of that with the 90+ work week.
That's right. On top of that, I also had to do all the chores. No, not all of them, but yeah, she definitely doing better. It took a while to be able to like lie down fully, but now still sensitive. It's going to take a few more weeks before she could, carry things, and then a couple months for full recovery. So it's going to take some time, but yeah, definitely better and recovering well. So
I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure our audience are all sending her your prayers and love.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what was we've had so much going on. I feel like every week there are, you can't even count the number of events and meetings. But what was a key development this week?
Well, I mentioned it earlier, but definitely the Subregion 1 Pastor Summit. We had, I think, about 27 clergy members. 10 of them brought their spouses, and total about 80 people were gathered at East Garden. And yeah, a few kind of significant developments, I think, that happened during that time. This was the 5th and final sub-regional pastor summit. So we learned a little bit from each one of them. And in ours, one good thing was we got it down to 2 days instead of a 3-day conference. So that was good. And then also we had some, I mean, other places too, they had, but we had some powerful testimonies I mentioned during my Sunday sermon as well from the clergy who experienced the 43-day. And I really felt kind of close to them, those who went through the experience, that they were fellow kind of blessed families. And it's just a different level of like, I don't know, like partnership or intimacy, like no longer guest and member kind of feel, but really like we're part of the same community, that kind of feeling. So I don't know, I feel like this is going to shift our whole relationship with Christian traditional Christians in general. So I'm kind of hopeful about that. Yeah, and another significant thing was we kind of pushed it, but we had all participants join morning devotion. So
oh wow.
Yeah,
oh
so
my gosh, tell me about that experience.
We did morning devotion live, and Dr. Young, knowing that this was a special occasion, instead of 30 minutes, he went for a full hour 15. But it was good. I mean, it was a lot, maybe a little too much, but it was solid content. So yeah, many of the clergy kind of were surprised and also got a lot out of that as well. So yeah, I feel like we're breaking new ground, and so I felt like these are two key areas that we kind of opened the door on. And the last part, I mean, the third thing that I felt was significant was Reverend Abernathy. He was really not just blessing people, he's actually getting his congregation to do 43-day as well. So again, It's like he's trailblazing in terms of the whole blessing movement. So yeah, very hopeful. I mean, he's on board fully, and I feel that others will follow suit. So those were all related to the Pastor Summit. Yeah, and I guess one other thing I would say is that this just yesterday marked the 6-month anniversary of since my appointment as the president.
So I would take your claps.
Yes, I wanted to claim that, and a few of the others like Reverend Takami and Reverend Thompson, they also were appointed as sub-regional directors at the same time as I was appointed president. So for us, it was really a 6-month anniversary or celebration of our appointments. So yeah, that was significant.
Wow, congratulations. You never know kind of what turns will happen.
Yeah,
talked about
exactly.
That before, so 6 months is a huge accomplishment.
6 months, yep. I agree.
You're solidly in the role now, right? Or halfway solid. Well, does it take a year? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe in a month I'll feel just like once this event is over, then I'll feel like I'm on I've arrived to a certain level, but this one's a first as well. So
it's funny, we all
things.
Yeah. At headquarters, we don't all work in the same office anymore because of COVID. But it still feels like the same kind of energy and build up and, preparation for the June 5th event, as, maybe we don't feel the physical energy from each other, but it's there. Like,
yeah.
Definitely behind everything. So.
But I do feel this time around the energy, I mean, I feel, since I'm meeting with all the sub-regions one by one every week now, I feel like people are really getting excited about it, and the whole nation is working together on it. So it's feeling, yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, but I feel like there is a good momentum developing that will also carry on
Mm.
even after the event. And that's what I'm most excited about is, building a new approach to outreach that has follow-up integrated into it, and it's a lasting kind of impact. But we'll see.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, to be
Yeah.
seen.
To be seen.
Awesome. We're on the journey with you, so you've got a team behind you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think that's a good time to go to the National Family Service comments for this Sunday.
Yeah,
And
let's do that.
I see that you have a few favorites. So I'm going to start with Sam Harley. It says, godless, self-centered, physically driven love. Nailed that one in just a few words.
Yeah, I highlighted that because it did take me a while to compile that one sentence, like to really think it through, and what was the essence of what went wrong at the time of the fall and what we needed to reverse to claim that freedom from original sin. It's actually in those 6 words. Like that's what I kind of boiled it down to after much reflection on that point. So yeah, I wanted to highlight that.
Wow. Yeah. It's each word is so powerful, and starting off with godless, it makes it so clear. So the next one is from Jennifer Pierce. So she said, the blessing is marriage centered on God's purpose.
Yeah, I felt it was a very simple statement that she made, but somehow it really differentiated like marriage versus blessing. That marriage is a union between 2 people, and they express their love and commitment to each other. But the blessing has an additional element of God's intention, God's purpose, which includes, of course, loving each other as husband and wife, but also this aspect of relating with God and including God in that relationship, and also like working towards not just our marriage, but for the sake of creating a peaceful world. I feel like that's really a distinction that we have with the blessing. And so again, in her short few words, I felt she kind of captured the essence of what I was trying to convey.
Yeah,
so good job,
marriage
Jennifer.
Centered on God's purpose.
Yeah.
A+.
She does as well.
So we have a lot of ladies highlighted this week, which is great. So we have Mary Bond, and here's a little bit longer quote. God wants to see a world where young people come together with one vision, overcoming the differences, and work for peace by building blessed families centered upon God.
Yeah, I think her Marie actually is one of my more commonly highlighted commenters. She's usually captures. Fan. Yeah, she's a top commenter. Yeah, and I really appreciate her comments. But yeah, she elaborated a little bit more based on what I shared about my experience with GTGY, Global Top Gun Youth, and yeah, I felt like she captured this thought of just young people coming together for the sake of world peace, and yeah, I wanted to highlight that tonight as well.
Beautiful. And the next one is from Yasutaka Ozawa. The secret is to like and subscribe to President Naokimi's sermons. Yes, listening to him makes you feeling truly blessed.
I just thought that was really cute. I wanted to thank Yasu for his undying devotion as a younger brother, and I just appreciate him for that enthusiasm he has. Yes.
And so everybody, you can go to YouTube, Family Fed Media, hit that subscribe button. So I think that's what he was talking about. And you can also follow. Hold on. You can follow us on Facebook, and yeah, then you'll get the live notifications every time the president goes live. Awesome. And the last one is from Makiko Watanabe. She says, focus on gratitude. Let go of guilt as we accept God's love. Yes, let us focus on building and expanding God's community.
Yeah, so that was the actual secret that I shared. Although Yasu's was pretty good too. But it was about letting go of guilt and focusing on gratitude. And one of the listeners actually emailed me today saying that that point alone could have been a whole sermon. And he was saying that, we can go even more deep on that point, because many times I feel we do dwell on our past and our guilt, and sometimes that motivates us, but in the long run, I feel like it can exhaust us. So it's better to find a different source of energy and motivation rather than guilt, something that's more creative and proactive, rather than kind of punishing in one sense. So I thought that was the point I wanted to share as the secret, and I felt Makiko-san captured that well.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're both seminarians at UTS, and I recently had a call. Seminarians, yeah, try saying that 10 times fast. And I recently had a call with our dean, Dr. Ward, and he gave me really good advice. Actually, he was talking about this kind of, don't get stuck on where you're at, on your guilt and not doing enough. If I can't do everything, then I just want to give up. And he said that's it can really block you, from doing anything. So just do what you can. That energy is worth something. That contribution is worth something. And very powerful point, actually, to kind of break through a lot of I think that in our people in our community, and a lot of our community, we have huge goals, right? Enormous goals, for ourselves and for the world. And it can feel overwhelming, or we're not doing enough. So that point really stuck out for me as well today, for sure. That be grateful for what you have, for what you can offer.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Sangmi. Yeah, that was. Thanks for sharing that. I hope a lot of people caught that part. I was kind of rushing at the end because I did feel like I went overtime today, so which I usually don't do. So
yeah, you're. If anybody knows anything about our president by now, about Naokimi, is that he values his time, and he values the time of others to the dot. And we very much appreciate that. With his busy schedule. Yeah, fantastic. So we've been just getting a lot of prayer hands and love for you today, which I'm sure feels awesome. I'm not as familiar with everybody as maybe Yoshi is, but we're loving the love. And so, President Naokimi, what are you looking forward to this week? What's on your mind?
Well, this week, right now, taxes is on my mind.
Oh yeah, everybody get in your taxes.
It's due tomorrow, guys. It's due tomorrow.
Might want to stay up late.
Besides taxes, this week is our ACLC's 21st anniversary summit. So I'll be going to Las Vegas. I don't know. I guess looking forward to is a hard question for me because it's all work and no play. And that's kind of my nature too in general. So even if it might sound glamorous, oh, you're going to Las Vegas, but literally I fly in, attend a conference. As soon as it's done, I'm flying back. So it's not really a pleasure trip.
Well, there are slots at the airport. So if you get there half an hour early, there's a really great Lord of the Rings one. And the only reason I know this is a friend gave me $5 to play for her. And she told me to play one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slots at the airport sounds pretty sad.
It's a last
But
resort. It's just a last resort.
yeah, I was thinking I should pick up something, something so that every time I go to Vegas for a conference, I do something fun, It's just not in my nature because of the value that I put on time. But if I was caught up on a lot of things, I think I'd have a little bit more space.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe your kids can give you an idea. You got some teenagers in the house. I'm sure they have lots of creative, fun ideas.
Yeah, to be young and single again. Like when I think of adventure, is like Carlson, single, right? And Yoshie and these guys going on adventures every weekend, Oh, the freedom of youth.
But also the beauty of seeing your children grow, right? And make noise while you're on Zoom calls. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my kids are a bit older now, so we don't have that problem. But yeah, I think once I'm done with UTS, I feel like I'll have a little bit more freedom in my space. It's like this perpetual weight that doesn't go away because I haven't been working on it. So I just need to get it done.
I love that we're admitting this. Hi, every professor that we have. We're sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I used to kind of half criticize and taunt Damien for not keeping up with his UTS, but oh my goodness.
Now you know.
Yes, now I know. Telling
everybody
you, it's
out there.
Like this. Yeah. It's like you have urgent major things that are coming up. Sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's organizational, sometimes it's a staff member that needs attention, and you compare the value of that time, dealing with that urgent thing, and then reading a book on spiritual autobiographies. And you're like, there's no way of prioritizing, and there's always new things that come up, so it's just so hard. It's just this mental the opportunity cost of spending time reading a book for my class is so high that I can never get myself to do it.
Well, here's a pro tip: PDF and putting it on double speed and listening to it. If you have a smart device, that is the only way I make it through.
PDF, you can
some books that are available.
You can put it on PDF and then put it on double speed.
Yeah, you can get your phone to read it to you.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I might need some of these tips.
I learned these from Yoshie. She's the master. Yeah, juggling everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So, anyway, Vegas I'm going, but what would really be exciting for me is being done with. That might take a few more weeks, but yeah, completing UTS, that would be great.
You'll be graduating, you'll be completely done in a few weeks.
Well, assuming I get my work done. I have a few more things I need to do. But yeah.
Wow. But you'll be official. I mean, that's exciting to have more of our second gen, I guess, go through the full program. We've got the masters and the training, and I think it'll only do our community, a lot of good, to learn those tools. And we have, professors who've been pastors for 40 years, and ministers and theologians. Yeah, it's really incredible.
So whoever's listening, go to UTS.
Yes, sign up now for the fall 2021 semester.
That's right. You do have to have an undergraduate, though.
Little caveat, yeah. Awesome. Well, we are wrapping up today. Thank you so much, President Naokimi, and everybody who's out there, everybody who'll watch this later. This has been a lot of fun on Sunday night hanging out with you.
All right. Thank you, Sami. Appreciate you again taking Yoshi's spot. And who knows? Maybe we'll see you again sometime soon. Are you doing
Maybe.
this for next few times, or is it Yoshi next week?
Well, why don't we leave that as a reveal for next week?
Okay. We'll find out next week. Tune in.
We'll find out next week. Tune in. All right. Take care,
All
everybody.
right. Take care. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.